Anyways. We haven't seen a Joshua video in a while, so he made well, there's two videos, right? One of them is the best steak in America, and then the other one's called I ate every famous video game food. I kind of want to see the steak one just to kind of see which one is the best steak. Like I've never had steak. Okay, so I've never cooked steak, never ate steak, never gone out to eat steak. So I have no recollection or so of for steak. But I do want to see the steak video first because I want to see which one is the best one in America, and I want to see what the comments section have to say about it, you know? But I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys aren't too hungry. No, I have not eaten steak. No, steak is not part of our diet. So carne asada is part of our diet, but that's kind of like generally the gist of it though. But not steak. Steak is never part of our diet. Carne asada is a tiny little flabby meat, not a fucking thick ass steak.
Is a great steak really worth the price? You're spending the most amount of money for the simplest thing. Steak, salt, pepper. So today we're gonna...
That's a steak right there. That right there. That's a steak right there. That's a steak. Carne asada is a tiny little flabby meat that you put on for fucking barbecues, or you put it in tacos, okay? All right? This here is a steak. That's a steak. Okay?
Salt, pepper. So today we're gonna answer that question by going on a journey trying the best steaks in the United States.
You can't change
From
my
the
mind.
oldest steakhouse in American
Stop
history
it.
to this giant 72-ounce
Grab say you
steak
capping, cancel code for lying. Your mom is canceling.
#1 voted steakhouse in the USA. To find out what is not only the best experience, but a meal that's actually worth our money. And we're starting our journey off in Las Vegas.
Ah, Vegas. Slot machines,
Isn't that
bright
where
lights,
Scrap went
and a
to?
million celebrity steakhouses. Here we're going to two of the top celebrity restaurants, starting at one of my idols, Gordon Ramsay. This is a huge moment. I'm a little scared because
Hey, I
I've loved
forgot
him for
that
so
Gordon
long, and
Ramsay
I've watched
owns
him
a,
almost my whole life. But this will be the first time I've ever tasted his food.
Obviously, we got the Wellington,
Yeah, I
we got
forgot
the trio
that he,
beef, and then we got a
he
dry
owns a
New York strip. So
restaurant
there's a
in
good
Las Vegas.
spread
I
here.
forgot about
We'll be able
that,
to properly
actually.
judge this. I'm joined by my friends. We have RJ, we have Graham, we have Jack. RJ, I think we're gonna have, you're the voice of the people.
I'll try.
Graham and Jack, you guys know good food, but you also know value of the food. So I need your help on that end.
Deal.
So we're gonna taste each of these and we'll announce our favorite at the end. The steak does look nicely cooked, that I'll say.
It has a nice char to it.
It's a little chewy. How much was this?
I think it was like $100 and something.
Yeah, it was not.
That's $100. That's $100. Oh hell no, dude! Fuck that shit. I expect this shit to blow me out of the water. So if I'm paying that much money,
Cheap.
This is good. I don't think financially it's worth it.
I will say it's a little under seasoned, but it's cooked really nicely. Shall we try the trio of beef? Just pick up a piece
Trio
and try
of
it.
beef?
I'll explain
What
to
is
you. So
trio?
This one's the A5.
Japanese Miyazaki A5. I had never had any wagyu beef.
Melted in your
Salted
mouth.
really
Like it had
nice.
like a nice little like pop to it when you bit down on it.
Not my cup of tea. It's too buttery.
That A5 might have been one of the best bites of steak I've ever had in my entire life.
American Wagyu.
American
fantastic.
Wagyu.
The American Wagyu is a little bit better. It's less aggressively rich.
If I remember correctly, isn't American Wagyu like a mixture of like normal meat and like, or like it's a breed of like from a Wagyu animal and a like a normal animal or something like that? Isn't that what it is? Question mark. 100 what? And it's chewy. I pay 100 for a Guga steak.
Last one, prime beef.
I like
It's a
the
special
texture
breed of
it, you know,
beef.
it felt like a nice
Okay.
cut of meat, but I felt like
It's a
had
mixture,
more
isn't
body
it? From
to
like a
When you-
Japanese cow that was raised for Wagyu and then mixed with an American cow or something like that. I'm not too sure. The main difference is that Japanese Wagyu is 100% purebred Japanese cattle, known for its extreme marbling, buttery texture and rich umami flavor. American Wagyu is a crossbreed, usually involving a Japanese Wagyu genetics and American breed, like the Black Angus, which results in a beefier flavor with still high High but sometimes less intense marbling than the Japanese varieties. Okay. So it's a crossbreed, okay.
Bit, you can feel it.
Yeah, there's some chew. That one was my least favorite in terms of flavor, but in texture, I agree. It's balanced. It's not overly fatty. It's not overly lean. It was nice.
Overall favorite, what I would order.
Second favorite, I thought the Japanese Wagyu was better, and then the American at the bottom.
The one we've all been waiting for. The one that Gordon's entire brand.
Maybe one day I'll have
which is
Wagyu.
The beef Wellington. So let's try it.
I think for like a beef Wellington, especially someone that's so known for their beef Wellington, I like the texture, I like the flavors.
Good, and it makes sense because this is Gordon's brand. You know, this is the one thing that they are not gonna screw up. And it's seasoned perfectly, the flavor is great, the beef is cooked absolutely perfectly.
Never had
it melts in
that.
your mouth, and the pastry's cooked beautifully.
A 10 out of 10. This is perfect.
11 out of 10. That was first time ever having beef Wellington.
I'm gonna be
Phenomenal.
honest with you, anything that they have just said right now, I've never had.
So my first Gordon meal is complete. We had the New York strip for $109, the trio of beef for $165, and the famous beef Wellington for $85 each. The New York strip is a classic, and the trio of beef luxurious. But the Wellington
Never had
the
a
most
New York
hype,
steak.
and I gotta say, it delivered. And at the cheapest price tag, clearly the best value. But this is just our first spot. Nice work, Gordon. Happy to say I still love you. Now, moving on.
On to Bizarre Meat by José Andrés.
Bizarre
he
Meat?
constantly is advocating for humanitarian efforts. He's also a Michelin-starred chef and was named as one of Time's 100 most influential people twice. To speak on his food though, what Gordon is to the UK, José is to Spain. He's always kept it innovative, but he's most known for his authentic Spanish food. I'll be honest, walking into this restaurant, I can tell we're in for a wild ride. Now we came here to try 3 cuts of meat, but they were incredibly kind and they sent out a mountain of food at no
Well,
charge.
I'm not too sure.
We ate beyond discomfort.
Bro, those foods are so small, man. Oh, fuck that, dude. I'd rather go eat at a taco truck to get more meat on my food than that little tiny janky shit there.
Literally, we were eating for 3 hours. But somewhere
It's
mixed
just
in
so
there, we actually had
small.
the bites we came for. Starting off with their A5 Philly cheesesteak.
Came completely differently than I thought. It's sort of like an inflated bread and
A5
then sliced
chili
A5 Wagyu on
cheesesteak?
top. Holy
I can just literally buy me a wagyu steak, grab me like a bread, like the Philly cheesesteak bread and cheese, and just cook it like that, you know?
dude, that is insane.
That is delicious. It's airy. The cheese is incredible. The steak is perfect. I love that.
So we got the inside scoop
How
that
can
this
cheese be,
restaurant
like,
cost
incredibly
$40
crazy?
million to create. The fact that you can order one of these for $19 and it's one of the best and most unique bites of
17 per item. It's 17 per those.
food you've ever had in your entire life, that makes no sense to me.
I don't think that that can or needs to be improved. I think that might be a 10 out of 10. It's really a banger.
Next up, they brought out their A5 Wagyu, cooked beautifully tableside.
The way you eat this is you take a touch of that wasabi and kind of spread it on there. And then I wouldn't recommend eating this in one bite. Cut off a small strip.
Oh man, that cut like butter.
This is phenomenal. For A5, it's actually not overly fatty. Like a lot of the time with A5, it's so fatty and greasy you can barely swallow it. I do wish that they put a little more salt on it, but the sauce, you have to have the sauce.
I do like that it's not heavy.
Plus, with the actual real wasabi, makes a great flavor.
Do they have A1 steak sauce?
We have another steak. This is the filet
You seen
mignon.
the video I sent you in the DMs already, or am I too late? I don't know what video it is. These zoom-ins are bothering me so much, don't know why. Beef tenderloin, never had that.
Wow.
I would take the beef Wellington over that,
Oh!
but this is really good.
The piece de resistance. This is the ribeye. This is one of their iconic pieces. This is the mix between the Angus and the American Wagyu.
Never had that.
This has the perfect mix of like beefy, but also not overly beefy. Like a grass-fed steak is almost too beefy. This is nice and mild, yet you still have that forward roasty beef flavor. It's not too fatty, but it's not too lean. Out of all the ribeyes I've had, it's up there. This was an incredible experience, and it was not cheap, but somehow it felt worth it overall for how special it was.
Man, that thing is so tiny, bro. Look at that little fucking little food right there. Oh my god, dude, bro. Bro, you are paying so damn much for so little in return. My god, dude. The return on investment is crazy on this one.
Now let's talk about prices. We had the A5 Wagyu for $60 an ounce, the beef tenderloin
60?
foie gras for $110, and the
What?
2.5-pound ribeye for a whopping $287.
Oh my-
Over $100 a pound. And finally, the cheesesteak blew us away, and at $17 each, it might have been one of our most memorable bites of the year. You could just get a few of these and be a happy camper. Now, who is better, Jose or Gordon? Honestly, I love them both, and they're
Oh,
special.
it's
in their own
tiny
right.
for
I couldn't pick
flavor.
one.
Fuck
now,
off.
moving on.
We're now entering a spot that isn't just famous, it is the bedrock of American steakhouses. Lawry's The Prime Rib is literally
Never
the
heard
first
of
prime
it.
rib restaurant that was founded in the US, which was ultimately founded in 1938. And it's known for one thing and one thing only: massive shining trolleys filled with prime rib cooked to perfection.
Jesus.
Carved tableside, this could be the most theatrical
That looks literally the most American thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
experience that we've had thus far. I'll be honest though, the beef looks good. It's heritage, it's technique, it's the flavor of beef done right.
We did get the famous spinning salad. I've always wanted to try this. It's good. It's like a standard steakhouse salad, seasoned nicely.
I'd rather get that giant burrito that I showed you guys that is literally from Las Vegas. From the TikTok that I showed you guys. That one right there. I'd rather go spend my money on that personally instead of going to this steakhouse or in Vegas. Fuck that, dude. Hell no. Or get me the giant pizza that they have over there. That'll probably last me for fucking months, to be honest.
Acidity, little crunchy romaine, but we're still waiting for the main event. Look, there's not a whole lot to say. This is a very simple dish. So because it's simple, there's not a lot to hide. The question is, how good is it? Super tender, whoa.
It's good. I wouldn't say it's phenomenal.
You guys didn't get any rib cap. Try this rib cap.
Wow. That right there was the best bite of prime rib I've ever had in my life, right there.
It's very hard to flavor prime rib all the way to the center with salt because it's so big. And I think this is seasoned quite nicely, but they did a good job with the jus and the gravy, which provide all the salt. I mean, it's cooked very nicely. Out of all the ribeyes that exist in the world, I won't say that it's like the best ribeye I've ever had.
How much
But
does it
from
cost,
a prime rib
though?
standpoint, this is like a really well executed classic ribeye. The prices were insanely good here. We each got a cut of prime rib that was between $41 and $52, depending
Holy shit, dude.
on how big your steak was. And each came with sides. This is by far the best value. I mean, I can't believe it, but I
Yeah,
know
but it looks pretty plain though, with mashed potatoes and gravy and what is that, spinach on the side or something?
it was. And each came with sides. This is by
Yeah, is that spinach? That looks like spinach. Potatoes and gravy with like a steak or so.
far the best value. I mean, I can't believe it, but I know we'll
Instead
find a
of the
better
giant
steak. And we
pizza-
could
you're
even
such a
find
liar,
better
dubstep.
value. And albeit surprising, this next place might just do it.
We've left the polished dining rooms behind.
You're telling me that you would rather spend on tiny food instead of this? Let me see. Is it giant? It's a giant pizza in Las Vegas. Where is it at? Which one is it again? Here it is, this one.
So I heard this spot has a 36-inch giant ass pizza. Let's go check it out. This is the biggest pizza you will ever have in your life, and you can find it at one of the
You tell me that you ain't spending money on that gigantic thing.
throughout the valley. This is their 36-inch giant pizza, and I just found out that you can divide into fours. I ended up splitting this one.
Yeah,
into
but it's too
one
expensive,
Southwest
though.
Chicken, Mexican, and my favorite, which was the Philly cheese.
Yes, it would taste better using King's card instead of mine. Okay, buddy. All right, buddy. Now we're just pulling bullshit over our ass.
And now we're in the middle of nowhere, Amarillo, Texas, off Route 66. Now this stop ain't about no Michelin stars.
Oh, so this is
and it's
Texas.
definitely not about white table.
I
spots.
heard that Texas has the best barbecue, like just barbecue meat in general. So
It's about the most legendary
That's what I
steak
heard.
challenge in America.
Attention, Big Texan! We have Josh attempting our 72-ounce challenge!
72-ounce
The
challenge.
rules are simple. I need to finish this 72-ounce steak, which is
I think my brother can probably finish that, to be honest.
4.5 pounds. A baked potato, a salad, 3 fried shrimp, and a roll within an hour, or I need to cough up $72. Honestly, at this point, it's actually kind of a crazy deal. And if I can't finish it, I'm hoping at least the 2019 World's Strongest Man
Yeah, they did.
Martins can.
Are you ready?
Dylan came to this
With only
restaurant.
12% of people finishing this challenge, the odds are definitely against us. But it's just some big fat steak. Is it even good? Honestly, the steak is seasoned really nicely. Salt levels are perfect. Got a garlicky, peppery kind of rub on it. I feel great. Honestly, I don't think I could do this without Martins next to me. I feel like I'm protected by a guardian angel.
Enjoying the food, it's delicious. I'm curious at which point will this go from totally delicious to this is work?
I feel like I'm not making a dent. I thought I was done with half the steak, but I still have all this. We're 15 minutes in. My jaw is a little tired. I think I'm at 45%. We're on track to beat
Oh, we're
this.
doing good.
Once the bite gets boring, you gotta do something to make it exciting. And I hate to say this, but I'm putting ketchup on this steak.
Truly impressed at his pace. I'm trying here.
I still have quite a bit. I cannot let this place have my $70.
God, it's either my jaw is tired or I'm hitting chewy piece after chewy piece.
We were rocking and rolling until about the
Interesting.
35-minute mark.
Some of these drier pieces are really hard to get through.
There's one piece I just gave up on. I just swallowed it.
The dinner roll helps a little. Now I'm hungry again. I have a whole potato left.
No chewing. It's heavy, but your jaw gets a break.
Nah, I don't think that's the move. I just felt this, and I was just like, that's just like concentration.
Martins, you're at 30 minutes.
Stomach? No problem. My face muscles for the smiling. No more. No more smile.
The jaw muscles I can't feel anymore, nose gone. If I scoot it over, it looks like I ate half. That's 2 pounds down, 30 minutes in. I know it sounds crazy,
I
but
probably
can I get
wouldn't be
another
able to
roll?
finish
Might have been
that,
a
to be
mistake.
honest.
Cheer him on, Joshua Martins!
Besides sweating meat juice, Martins and I started hallucinating. Maybe a lot.
Really?
I'm
You
not
start
even thinking right
sweating
now. I'm
meat
just letting my
juice?
body take over.
Eat faster!
I didn't know that, actually.
15 minutes left to go. Can I get it done?
This doesn't feel good anymore.
Oh God, not losing it without putting up a fight.
Martins was barely holding on at this point.
It's like endurance running, but for your jaw.
That bite was rough.
Oh my days. I'm fine.
At this point, I only had 5 minutes left.
Oh yeah,
on the
you
clock.
get meat
So
sweats,
done
you
with
do?
chewing.
Hell, dude. I ate the salad, I ate 2 rolls, I ate almost the potato.
Allow my
I've
name
never-
to be forgotten with
Well,
the
I don't
wind.
eat.
Yeah, I
don't
know,
eat
Vic. I
them-
can see
I
you
don't
looking
really
up at
eat
the
that
damn
much
clock.
meat
I
in
know.
general. I just eat chicken.
I want to do it too, dude, but me.
How does everybody chew so fast? Oh.
I was so close, and I wanted to win this challenge so bad. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I was on the edge of, let's just say, losing my lunch. And if you do that, you also lose. So I spared everyone the view and let the timer run out.
When you're eating a monstrous amount of food, yeah, especially heavy, meaty meat, it gets rough. Not only psychological reaction or physiological reaction, you start to hate yourself. I've been there. Really? Oh, interesting. Well, you don't just sweat because your body is trying to break down. The amount of proteins you are receiving. Ah, I see.
Sweet Martins clocked out as well.
3, 2, 1!
How far along do you think we got? Probably a 5th left in mine. You got like a 10th left in yours. You could go in with all the attitude in the world. Whoever finishes this is not a human. We got close, no cigar. That means we're paying a grand total of $144. Honestly, it's not a bad deal because you still got to eat.
How can you talk right now? You're the same guy that you were when you first came in here.
It was a fair play. I think it's a good deal. We did our fight, but this is not the end. We're moving on.
When you think of some of the greatest beef in the world, I'm sure your mind goes immediately to Wagyu. Turns out, some of the best Wagyu might not even be coming from Japan.
I think Texas is producing some of the best Wagyu beef in the world. Full-blood Japanese Wagyu.
Really? Texas is making good Wagyu?
Cattle being born and raised in Texas. It's done locally here in the restaurant Isidore, which we're in right now. This restaurant happens to also be one of the top 50 restaurants in the United States of America, according to New York Times. I have Kate with me. Kate is my wife.
I wouldn't mind like going to these places probably like one time, but like one time only, just for the experience, and that's about it. You know, that's kind of like generally it. But an overall average or so, I'd rather go spend my money on the big burrito or the big pizza.
Started off with a nice crudo, Wagyu beef tartlet, a beef butter with bread service made tableside, and a giant tender short rib. All great highlights with great texture. Let's be real, we're here for the main event, the steak.
We have the flat iron here, the Denver here. Here's what's unique about these two pieces. Very, very important. These aren't the typical filet mignon ribeye steak that you're gonna see. The only steaks they're highlighting are butcher cuts. These are the cuts that are forgotten. Places are afraid to serve them to guests because they're not the typical steak, but also they tend to be chewier. And what they're saying is this steak is so
Texas,
goddamn
the Cowboy
good,
State
we're
is
gonna go
making
with
the best
least
Samurai
top.
Jack
So let's see how that
steaks.
goes. I wanna start with the
Really?
flat iron.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Oh, yeah. One of the best pieces of beef I've ever had. It's got that unctuous, meaty, deep, rich, beefy flavor, but it's not like overwhelmingly grassy or anything like that. And then the intramuscular fat makes it just so juicy. And this one has some bite. There's a little chew to it, but it's a good chew.
This is delicious.
This is a Denver steak. The way that develops a
Denver
crust, and the
steak?
intramuscular fat on this piece is way more. This is a lot more rich, but again, not overly so.
Did you
Also,
miss
the
EXO's
seasoning
way that
on
you
this
can
is
do a
so
road
good.
trip
It's
with
incredible. They do
EXO
kind
to
of have very
Texas to
similar
eat
flavors,
some
but it's
steak?
still delicious.
I
We
don't
had
think
two
that's happening,
steaks at
to
East
be
End.
honest. You're
$86
crazy.
each. I'd probably choose the flat iron for me personally. Not too bad of a value, but the whole tasting menu itself was very special and highly recommended. Texas is doing great, but for the next one, I want to cover some Hall of Famers, which is going to take us to New York.
Up next is Peter Luger, which
New
I would
York.
argue is the most
That's where
iconic
Connor went.
steakhouse in existence.
He tried
Now, they
Puerto
have
Rican
many
food,
steaks, but
if
they
I remember
are
off the top of
famous
my
for
head.
one, a secret method that they've held close to them that they have been kind enough to show us. It's very specific, so here's how it's done.
So we're in one of the most iconic meat lockers in existence. This is the final room. There are 3 total.
This is the final boss of meat lockers.
This is like the last rack. These are ready to roll.
Exactly. All these short loins here are ready to be butchered and then brought upstairs to our kitchen.
So the butcher's gonna cut it, trim them up. I think it's time we learn how to cook this thing.
So these are all the meat you've seen butchered. That's all now brought up. This is our meat fridge.
They season their steak with only salt. It gets broiled for a few minutes, flipped, broiled a little longer, then it lands on a plate of clarified butter where it's then sliced and then placed back in the broiler to finish. I've never seen someone slice a steak and then finish it again.
Yeah, I've never had anything like this. Never ever in my life. Never had that.
Not cook it all the way through? Is this really gonna make the steak better?
When they cut it, put it back on the platter and go back in, it forms this like steak juice butter sauce.
Right.
And then we'll tip the plate so that it all kind of pools together. Don't leave the kitchen if the steak isn't sizzling. We need that sizzle. I want to hear it.
They were nice enough to give me a shot at making one.
So very simply, they only season one side. They don't season both sides. They do a lot of salt coverage so the fat can come up through the salt and moisturize the salt, create a little bit of a crust. Then when you flip it, the excess falls off and you have hopefully a perfectly seasoned steak and a nice crust. It's a technique I'm not really sure I've seen before. It's unique to this place. Just flip it and you tap it a little bit, yeah? Typically I would use a chef knife, but they're using literally just a steak knife to do it all.
I tried my hand at cutting it like they did, but I'm gonna be honest. This little knife was you know, let's just say that I did not have the muscle memory for that.
Oh my God, magic! What? And then back
You
in,
eating
yeah?
steak
Now
for
we
your
wait for it to cut. This
anniversary?
is the
You're
last step.
crazy.
Once it's finished, the waiter picks it up and delivers it to the table.
You're
Every
crazy.
single waiter in this restaurant has a pager.
They don't pick up the steak.
I don't know how you're supposed to cook
They won't
steak,
really
so-
last you as a waiter.
And finally, it
I've
was
never
time
cooked
to
steak in my
taste
entire
a
life.
peculiar
Never,
Italian.
ever.
So how good is it?
That's OG service right there. This is the filet. Damn, it's really good. Ton of flavor in that filet too, which you normally don't get. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the juices from the strip side are kind of commingling with what's going on with the filet. So you're getting some of the flavor from the strip in the filet. New York strip. I really was worried about the one-sided salt thing, but
mostly
it
eat
worked
chicken
so
and
well.
salmon,
It really is
so
actually very
that's
good.
what I
Joining
eat
us on our New
mostly.
York steak adventure is seasoned channel taste tester and director Vikram.
That filet is great. This has the crispy crust on the outside. It's as tender on the inside, but you have a really good textural experience as well. I think the flavor.
Steak cooking stream
so
for
a C6 style
anniversary?
steak then. TBH, what they need, they're the most are stone plates for that thing that you get in woks, Mexican pestle, and iron pans.
I don't think I can do a steak cooking stream because I don't really have a place to cook it, you know, privately. And I don't know how to cook a steak. That's number 2. I don't even have the equipment for that on top of that as well.
Penetrates a lot deeper. The salt I can taste in every bite, not just on the crust. It seems like when I was looking at it, it seemed like, okay, it'd go on the crust, it'd fall off, maybe a bit would get through, but the entire thing has a good amount of flavor, has a good amount of salt, and the crust on the top really brings it home. I think I can enjoy another like 8 bites of this thing. Even though it's huge, I want to keep eating. Whatever the value is of it, I think it's worth it.
The check. They were very sweet. They comped our whole thing, which was very nice of them. That said,
If we did have to pay for this, I'd say it's a pretty decent deal on a steak for 2 for about $135.
Jesus,
total.
for 2?
$67.50 a person.
I was coming in with the wrong attitude.
God, that's
thinking, they're stuck in
expensive.
their
It's the
ways
price of
because
a
they're
video
household name. That's why
game.
they're still running. And after tasting this, I'm now realizing that they're still running because they're holding on to the practices that got them successful in the first place. And they've just maintained that quality, and that is it. I think I have to come here every time I come to New York. I mean, it's been around for so long for a reason, and I get it. Incredible work. Moving on.
Next up is the oldest steakhouse in America.
Why has it stood the test of time? Is the food really that good? Let's find out. You know, it's been a while since I've been to a steakhouse where they don't slice the steak for you, but I kind of like it in a way. Gotham rib steak. This is what they're known for. Just basically a bone-in
I've never
ribeye.
been to
I
a
was skeptical when I saw
steakhouse.
go on the flat top. He got a great color on it. He changed
At
the
least
cooking
you
method.
can
He
taste
gave
the
it
delicacy, then
flat top,
suffer
then it
in
was
slop.
broiler, then it was grill, then it was back to the flat top, then rested, then back to the flat top. The quality of the beef literally cooked perfectly. It's actually very good. The crust is really nice. This is a very unadulterated steak though. I mean, it's literally just salt, pepper, I think a few other spices, but you really get the beef flavor from this. Possibly even more than some of the other steakhouses. I can't remember the amount of time that he said it was dry aged, but they're not over dry aging it. Or you taste the dry age, you can still taste the beef. I do wish there was a touch more salt. I do like a little bit of brown butter on there. I wish that I had a little bit more of that. Plating is old school, because what do I do with this parsley and burnt garlic?
All right, let's check it out. What am I really coming here for? I think it's that flavor. The dry aged flavor really takes.
Do you
a
get
step up.
rice
The
at
beef
least?
flavor is very
Or is it
forward,
just the
very
meat?
classic experience.
Can I have
This
can I have
one
some
alone I
rice
just
with
be happy.
that?
I
Can I have
wouldn't say
some
it's the most
like
extravagant
a
steak I've
salad
ever
with it
had.
on the
Going to somewhere
side?
like
You
José
know, what
Andrés,
is it?
I'm
Just
having
only
flavors
is it
that
just
I've
only
never
the
tasted
meat that
before.
you're paying
Honestly, I'd say
for?
this is a bit better than the Wellington
Give me some
experience I've
rice.
had
Give me
just
some
from
white
a
rice at
textural
least.
experience. But I definitely would put this above something like a Lawry's. I think an aged ribeye cooked with this much texture and flavor goes a lot higher than something like that.
I don't want
The
parsley.
bone-in filet mignon. It's cooked pretty damn nice.
Give me a salad on the
does
side of
nothing for
it.
the
Give me
steak
some
at all.
rice.
It looks cool, but it truly does nothing for the steak at all. It's also lacking a little bit in flavor and seasoning. So which steak was the better value? Super tender 15-ounce prime filet mignon for $85, or the bigger, fattier 24-ounce Gotham rib steak for actually, surprisingly, the same price? I'm always gonna pick a ribeye over a filet mignon, let's be honest. All in all, these are both great steaks. It's kind of an OG establishment. I mean, like, we're talking old school.
Take your red
served
spear,
simply.
be
They're not trying to
safe.
reinvent the wheel. The way that they've always been served. So like all the young kids out there, if you wanna go and find an old school steak experience, this is the place to go. Moving on. We're at the #1 churrascaria in New York City, Churrascaria Plataforma.
And joining me today is
Churras-
Henry, aka the Sandwich King,
churrascaria?
Salt
Churrascaria?
Tank.
If you don't know how churrascaria works, it's very simple, right? Red means
Churrascaria?
stop, green means go. You leave it on green, they're gonna keep bringing you meat. But we're just gonna really focus on the picanha here because that's kind of what makes the Brazilian steakhouse special, right? It's the classic Brazilian cut, topped sirloin,
Never
absolutely
had that.
stunning. So let's flip things to green.
It's a service right at your table that never gets old.
No, that's perfect.
It's just juicy, it's nice, it's beefy. Topped sirloin's actually one of the most flavorful cuts of
Hazu.
beef you can get. But what I love about it is it's actually quite tender.
This is my favorite part right here. That fat cap on the outside.
I do wish there was a touch more salt.
I agree, actually.
Long story short, we are here for the picanha. Is this picanha good? It's excellent. It's flavorful, it's delicious, most flavorful cut of beef. It's juicy. It's not the best steak I've ever had, but it just delivers. I can eat
I
this
feel like
all
this
day
is
long.
such a
feel
luxury
good.
type of food.
Unlimited
for
meat plus a
people who
limited
are
salad bar costs
poor, well,
$84 a person
are
without
more,
tip and tax.
you know,
I mean, that's insane value. Kind of
have
hard
more
to beat
better
that. The more you
financial
can eat, the better the
stability
value it is.
in life.
So let's move on to the #1 steakhouse in America.
Our steak tour across America
Korean
ends here
steakhouse?
at Cote. It's been rated the best steakhouse in all of America and #10 in the world. And this place is dramatically different from every steakhouse we've visited so far. It's America's first and only Michelin-starred Korean steakhouse, and I'm a firm believer Korean barbecue is one of the best ways to enjoy
They
meat.
say
It
if
also
you
turns
eat
out that
some
Salt
kind
Tank might
of
be Cote's
some
biggest
kind of
fan,
pineapple
like,
dessert
ever.
after
We ordered
the
the
steak,
butcher's
the
feast, which comes
pineapple
with 4
will
cuts
help
of
break
prime
down
and
the
wagyu
steak.
beef
The
plus
steak.
banchan
Really?
and a few tasty sides for a shockingly
It is.
good price.
Imagine
which I'll
paying
reveal at the end.
$84
But we
for a
did add some
sirloin
Japanese
steak
wagyu
that
for
thin.
a pretty significant upcharge. But maybe the wagyu's worth it. This really is going to come down to the quality of the beef and how well they execute the grilling. Meat first, by itself. Cheers.
It's so good.
It's really good.
He has this like poker face. It's the best meat ever.
It's juicy, it's nice, I'm enjoying it. What happens when you cut into a steak that hasn't rested? Juice just flows out of it. He didn't let the steak rest, but we're eating it, so when we bite into it, that juice is just shooting into your mouth.
Next, we tried some American Wagyu.
I think the texture is actually perfect. The flavor is so much higher. By the end of this meal, I'm picking my favorite cut. You should pick yours. So far, we have the American Wagyu flat iron, which so far is my favorite.
On to the next, USDA Prime is up again, but this time dry-aged ribeye.
Big flavor out the gate, and then immediately lost. American Wagyu,
All
New York
these
strip.
steaks or so, I don't know the name of any of them.
I agree with you.
I've said
Never
this
heard of
before,
them
I
in
really
my
believe
entire
American Wagyu is the best cut of beef, more than A5. A5 is like all the way on the extreme spectrum. Prime is over here. I want something in the middle where I can eat a lot of it, but it's not so fatty that I'm eating butter. And this is kind of hitting that. It's so tender, so juicy, so fatty, a really nice crisp crust. Love that one. That's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, I actually agree.
So this is the short rib galbi, marinated, it's meat candy, cheers. If this wasn't marinated, I would say this is immediately my favorite choice, but I feel like that's an unfair winner. It's so perfect. The fat content, it's not too fatty, but it also is so rich and unctuous. The beefiness comes through, the sweetness from the marinade, a little smoky char, it's crispy.
God damn it, that was good.
If I'm not considering the marinade, this is my favorite bite, but
I'm
gonna
hungry too.
disqualify
I
this
haven't even
because
eaten.
it's not pure meat, and that's not really a fair comparison to the other steaks. We still have 2 more cuts.
I
It
haven't
all
eaten
comes
anything
down
the
to
past couple
this, the
days.
supposed king of all meats, the Japanese A5 Wagyu at the #1 steakhouse in the USA.
Tenderloin A5, you ready?
I mean, come on, right? It's so good.
It's really good. It's almost a little too much.
I think I just love fat.
It's really good. Yeah, it's so tender.
Literally biting through butter.
Obviously, the extra fat is contributing a little bit more meatiness to it, a little bit more richness and unctuousness that the other flake just simply didn't have.
It's more tender. It has more flavor. How could it not be better?
Ready?
I think this is gonna be like at least top 2 bites of the night. Love A5. All right. Come on. It's so good.
Like the flavor is so deep. It almost has like an umami quality to it, and there's just salt.
That's my favorite so far.
I'm gonna put this neck and neck with the American Wagyu strip loin because I could eat much more of the American Wagyu strip loin, and this is so rich. I can barely take this last bite. It's so much fat, but flavor and the texture is superior. My favorite is the New York strip American Wagyu by a slight margin. Is this the best steakhouse experience that we had? It's a perfect marriage of 2 things. The experience
but how
that a
much does
Korean
it
barbecue
cost,
brings
though?
combined with really high quality, diverse selection of good steaks.
I also want to point out there is an array of acidic, amazing kimchi that help cut through all of this fat and beef that are singing right now in my mouth.
So how does this all stack up? First, we got the Butcher's Feast, which was $78 per person, and that comes with 4 cuts of beef plus sides, which was plenty of food. But we went overboard and got a bite of A5, most prized beef in the world, and that brings it up to $110 a person. That's more than worth it. What was truly the best value? In terms of price per pound, actually Big Texan's 72-ounce steak for $72, clearly a winner. But in terms of a full meal, plus flavor, plus experience, it's nice, fancy, meat is incredibly high quality. If you just get the Butcher's Feast, then Cote ends up being the best value. Where was the best experience overall?
Jesus.
Personally, I'd say José Andrés Bizarre Meat tops the list for me, and Cote was a close second. So you clearly don't have to empty your entire wallet just to find some value at America's most famous steakhouses.
No, I'm
Subscribe.
good.
Love you.
I love you too.
I love you.
Maybe if I make the amount of what Asmongold makes, maybe perhaps I would try it one time, and that's kind of like generally it. That's kind of like the gist of it, you know. Don't worry about that cost if you ever go on that road trip. King and Hazu got to you. I don't know, man. It'd be too much, to be honest. Used to be a restaurant chain in my area that gave you a bowl, lets you pick meats, veggies, and fruits. They would have to pick noodles or rice, would fry it all together and in a large solid circle grilled top. Each meal was like $12 each, and it lets you pick how much you put in your bowl. Mr. Mongolian Grill Man. I don't know. It's crazy though. Yeah, no, I've never had any of these kinds of foods before. The steak. Yeah, these things. Never had these things. Nope. No, sirree. Never had. You know, so. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. My curiosity is, what do you guys think? Describe to me what a steak tastes like. You know, the big fat ones. You know, these things, these ones. Oh yeah, I've only had like carne asada. That's about it. Chorizo, lengua, tripas, chicken, breast, thigh. It's kind of like generally and salmon, of course, you know. And then tuna. That's kind of like generally it, though. You can dub Paycheck to afford it since he is your unofficial official manager. Yeah. But anyways, curious. I'm very curious. But anyways, that's the end of the video. And peace.